Hi guys, welcome to the South Mountain YMCA camps. My name's Cory, and today we're going to talk about aquatic safety. So as you can see today, we are at the pool. The pool can be one of the most fun places at camp, but it also needs to be safe at camp. So when we're talking about getting ready, getting in the pool for the summer, some basic things that you want to have around your pool to make sure that it's safe, especially for kids. Is that you're controlling the access to the pool. So if you look around at our pool, we have a nice big gate, and we make sure that nobody gets into the pool unless there is adult supervision down there. So you want to make sure that's the same thing at your pool, that kids don't have access to the pool unless there's adults there. Some of the other things you want to think about when you're at the pool is maintaining the pool properly. So maintaining your chemicals, making sure that the pool is taken care of, that there's nothing in the pool that could harm anyone or anything like that. So you want to make sure that you do scan your pool area to make sure that there's no obstructions in there. Weather is really important. It's not a good idea to be in your pool during thunder and lightning. So if you hear thunder or see lightning, what they recommend is that you wait at least 30 minutes before the last lightning strike or thunder roll to be able to go back into your pool. So you want to make sure that you are out of the pool when bad weather's coming in. And that goes the same thing for when it's really nice out too. So the sun is really nice, it's warming, but you want to make sure that you're protected from the sun too. It might be nice and cool in the pool, but your skin is still vulnerable to the sun. So you want to make sure you wear lots of sunscreen, or you wear clothes that will protect you from the sun. So some other things that you want to think about at your pool is having some safety equipment around. All right. So everyone, when we're swimming, everyone can sort of be a rescuer, and we're going to go over some basic rescue skills today. But some of the things that you want to have around your pool is something that you can use for reach assists, or something that has flotation. So we have lifeguard tubes here, but you can use a milk jug on a rope. Okay, that floats. You can throw that out to somebody. We'll go over how to use these in a little bit. Some other things that you can use that are useful at the pool is if you have life jackets, and there's lots of different flotation things out there, but if you are going to rely on this to keep especially a small child afloat in the deep end, you want to make sure that you use a U.S. Coast Guard approved life jacket. And if you come in here, you look, so this is a youth one, and this one is rated for someone who is 50 to 90 pounds, so you want to make sure that you're in the right range for that. But you also see that you have the Coast Guard stamps in here and things like that. And you want to make sure that they're in good shape. If this starts to fade, that's probably time to retire it. If you notice any certain wear or straps breaking or anything like that, or the material starting to come apart, it's time to replace those. But these are preferred, and I think that they're absolutely necessary, rather than just like a pool noodle for someone who is not a swimmer. So if you're going to have kids go in the deep end and they're not swimmers, then they should only be in a U.S. Coast Guard approved life jacket, or PFD. Okay. Some other helpful things to have around the pool. A pool skimmer also works as a reach assist, and we're going to go over how to do that in just a little bit as well. So these are some of the safety things that you can have around your pool. Other things you want to make sure, we talked about obstructions. Sometimes you have pool covers. You want to make sure that pool cover is completely off and out of the way before you put anyone to swim. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to make sure, we've just opened this pool up. We've been using a lot of chemicals in it to kind of get out the winter stuff, the winter scum. And we want to make sure that before we get in the water that the chemicals are safe. So you want to make sure that there is presence of chemicals in there, because that's going to keep everyone healthy by killing off germs and diseases and bacteria and things like that. But you want to make sure that there's not too many chemicals, otherwise that could hurt your eyes, it could hurt your skin. So we have a pool chemical testing thing right here, and our pool chemical testing kit, we can test for two things. We can do there's lots of different things, but today we're going to be looking at the chlorine and the pH, and we want it kind of somewhere right in the middle here. All right, so what we're going to do is, the best way to do this is to kind of not get the water from the top. You kind of reach down as far as you can, swish it around a little bit, bring it up, okay, and then we have a lot of different chemicals in here, but we're going to use chlorine test. 5 drops of 001 and 0002. And that's for our chlorine. So chlorine is the little one. So we're looking, if it's red, if it's too red, that's too much, it's going to burn us. We want somewhere around 2 to a 3, so sort of pink. So let's see if we can get that. 4, 5. Put the cap on and give that a shake. And if we look here, kind of look through the sun, it's just barely turning pink. So that means our chlorine is a little bit low. But we did add a bunch, we knew that we added a bunch of chlorine, it was very, very, very high yesterday. But because the sun is out, that burns up the chlorine too quickly. So we're probably, it's safe. There's a little bit of chlorine in there, but look, it's better than having not too much chlorine because you don't want to burn yourself. And we're just going to check the pH real quick. In our pH test, we're going to just add 5 drops of R0004. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And our pH is really nice. It's at about a 7.3, which is pretty good. Awesome. All right. So after you're done with this, you don't want to put your chemicals back into the pool. So we have these nice little drains here. We just do that. Rinse it out. And we're good to go. All right. For our next segment, what we're going to do is we're going to determine whether or not people are swimmers or not. So if you have small kids or someone who hasn't been in the pool before, we talked a little bit about putting them in life jackets, U.S. Coast Guard approved life jackets. But here at camp, we actually do a swim test with all of our campers. And the way that it works is that if we do a swim test, if we feel that kids are comfortable swimming, then they can get a blue buddy tag. And blue buddy tags means that they can go anywhere in the pool. If we find that someone just isn't comfortable in deep water, we have them stay more into our shallow end where they can touch. So we're going to go over a quick test that you can use at home to determine whether or not someone's ready to go in the deep end without a life jacket. Now we're going to go over some general guidelines for staying safe in and around the water. One of the things you want to be able to do is to learn how to swim. You also don't want to use drugs or alcohol while engaging in aquatic activities. Obtain the knowledge and skills you need to prevent, recognize, and respond to aquatic emergencies, for example, by taking a boating safety course before operating any watercraft. Never swim alone. Swim only in designated areas and have it be supervised by a lifeguard. Set up specific swimming rules for each member of your family or group based on swimming abilities. Closely supervise children in, on, or around the water, even when a lifeguard is present. Read and obey all rules and posted signs. Pay attention to water depth markings and no diving signs. Enter the water feet first unless you are in an area that is clearly marked for diving and has no obstructions. Watch out for the dangerous twos: too tired, too cold, too far from safety, too much sun, and too much strenuous activity. Have a means of summoning help, such as a mobile phone close by. Aquatic emergencies often happen quickly and unexpectedly. Get trained in first aid, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, also known as CPR, and automated external defibrillator, AED. To enroll in a class, you can go to redcross.org for your CPR and AED classes. 1.
Hi, I'm Gwyneth, and today I'm going to be doing swimming.
So for the swim assessment, to make sure that we're comfortable in the water, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to enter the pool feet first. Okay, So the first thing to do that we've already done is make sure that we're comfortable putting our head under the water and coming up out of the water. So go ahead, Gwen. When people come up, they should be comfortable. If you have anyone who is hesitant or starts flailing around a little bit or doesn't come back up, that's a good indication that they should probably not go in the deep end without a life jacket. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're either going to, you can do this by either floating or treading water. Gwen, which one do you want to do?
Treading water.
All right, so we're going to tread water for about 30 seconds. So treading water means that what you're looking for here is you want to make sure that your feet aren't touching the ground, that you don't have to take breaks and everything like that. So when you're ready. So treading water can be done with a bicycle kick. I think that's what you're using,
yeah.
Right? Or you can use the rotary kick. But the bicycle kick is, let's see if we can zoom in here. It's a little hard to see, but yeah, just like riding a bicycle, and you just kind of use your hands to keep you afloat. The other thing that you can do is if people can float. Can you float?
Yeah.
On your back? Okay, cool. So that's another way to make sure that we're comfortable in water. So if you can tread water, you can float really well. Then if you get tired and you're swimming, then you don't have to struggle to get back to the edge. You can take a break, just float there, and that's a real good sign for someone being comfortable in the water. All right, Gwen, nice job. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do a length of the pool, and you want to make sure that you have extra special attention here because now you're going to have someone getting away from you that you're not going to be able to just reach out and grab them. If they need to rescue you, you need to get in the water. So what we're going to do is we're going to swim from a width of this pool, which is probably about 25 yards, and we're going to go there and back, and we're going to use any stroke except for doggy paddle. Gwen, do you want to demonstrate what the doggy paddle is? All right, so the doggy paddle is not a very efficient stroke. It'll get you tired out really quick, and it's not a good way to gauge if someone or not is a proficient swimmer and they're strong enough to be able to go in the deep section. All right, Gwen, come on back. All right, what we're looking for with strokes is we are looking for strokes that propel us forward, and we like to do it. The best way to do it is to have it where we're swimming on top of the water. A lot of times what you'll see is someone try to swim all the way underwater, they start to panic, run out of air, and then they go up vertical and start to go down. So when this happens, they start to struggle, and that's what that will look like. Nice job, Gwen. All right, so now we're going to do our stroke. Typically, we last for a breaststroke or front crawl. Which one do you want to do?
Breaststroke.
All right, so we're going to do breaststroke. All right, Gwen, go ahead.
To the end of the pool?
Yep, to the end of the pool. And this is a good example of the breaststroke. Nice even strokes, head coming up out of the water. We're not looking like we're getting tired or anything like that. And this is a pretty good example of having confidence in someone that can swim in the deep end. So this would definitely be a pass and a blue buddy tag here at camp. All right, do you want to show us a little bit of free crawl? Front crawl, freestyle? Okay. And here's another acceptable form of a stroke. Again, always moving forward, not having to take breaks. So this is a really good example of being able to stay in the deep end. All right, so there you have it. So we would give Gwen a blue buddy tag because she was able to go underwater, come back up without any distress. She's able to tread water and float, and use a stroke without touching the bottom to get from one end of the pool to the other. Nice job.
Thanks.
We're going to go over a few different basic rescues. The first thing that we're going to do is what's called a throw assist. And you can use a ring buoy for this. You can use a lifeguard tube. You could use a milk jug that has a cap on it full of air and a rope. Anything that you can do to help somebody if they are struggling in the water. So, ready? Go. So Gwen here is struggling. I noticed that she is struggling. So I'm going to say, Gwen, grab onto this. I'm going to throw it out to her. Okay. Now when you pull the person in, you want to make sure that you have a good stance and you're going towards back. You don't want to make sure that you're leaning out because then they could pull you in and then you have two emergencies. So we're going to pull it in. When you come in, you want to grab their wrists, put it on the deck, and ask if they're okay. Are you okay?
Yeah.
All right, very good. All right, so the second one we're going to do, that's the throwing assist. We're going to do a reach assist. So if your rope isn't long enough, or sometimes the rope is longer, so you can do longer distances of that, so you can go out a little bit more. And we can also do a reach assist. So I'm just using a pool skimmer. This is what most people have around their pool, and I can extend it for as long as I need. And we'll try that out. So, ready? Go. Again, you can reach out. Say, hey, Gwen, grab onto this. You got it? All right, and again, you want to make sure that you're not out over the pool so they can pull you in. And you just pull them in. And again, you reach. Okay, and those are two basic rescues that you can use. If you are interested in more rescues, aka jumping in and saving people, learning how to use a rescue tube being in the water, it's a good idea to take a lifeguarding course.